Like the one for today. Today must necessarily come before we can have access to it. I don't know if it is the same with those using system.
No, it doesn't have to be today. All week once course has been open to you. All you need to do is once you finish one lesson, make sure you click on complete. If you don't click on complete, it will not open up the next lesson to you. So all the lessons are
All
definitely
right.
available. Yeah, they're definitely
All right.
available.
All right. All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
So just check again. Oh, we're opening the
All
lessons to
right.
you by week. So week 1, week 2, week 3, and then week 4. So you have access, you're in control, just that
All
you
right.
can open that of week 2 until week 2. You understand?
All right, ma.
Okay. Does any other person have questions for me? Let's take that quickly. We have just 1 hour. We're going to be very time conscious. So hello, welcome. Wait, is there anybody asking something? Okay, no. So while I keep admitting others to come on board, my name is Excellence Joshua. I'm the team lead at the Techy Train, and the Tech Up Girls Initiative is a CSR program under the Techy Train. Techy Train provides technology vocational skills to women. So we're tired of seeing them teaching women how to make bags and shoes and clothes and creams and all of those things. COVID-19 showed a lot of people pepper because they realized that all the people you were selling to were around you and most people were stuck at home. So it became non-negotiable to actually take your business online. So when you go to church and they teach all the women there how to make soaps and pastries, who are they going to sell it to? That's the power of the online media. And my very first real good business where was so good and I earned was braided weave, and I was particularly exporting it outside Nigeria. Yeah, so that's how good the online media is, and I can be very honest with you that 95% of the people that bought from me from the UK, US, Norway, Italy, and all that, I never met them physically. Yeah, I never met them physically. Okay, so yes, I never met them physically all through the. Sorry, I'm trying to. Our speaker is available. Okay, yeah. I never met them physically. So that's the power of the online media. And so it has become so necessary. And then when I started training and helping people move their businesses online with COVID-19, most people were just so busy with production that they did not have time to actually do business to actually be online. The online media takes a lot of work and there's a process to it. It's social media, so you can't just get on today and expect to start selling. There's a trick, there's a process, and you have to learn how it works for it to actually work for you. So enough of me. We're going to be having voice notes and all of that throughout our program, and that's we've been training people for quite a while, yeah, for over 2 years now, and we've trained thousands. And we moved on for beyond training to actually looking for opportunities for them. So we also recruit for them. When we started, yes, it's been recorded. Don't worry. Someone just asked for recording. It's been recorded. I'm going to still tell you the ground rules. I'm going to tell you the ground rules, but I just want to give you a preamble of what we have here. So we've been training and then we also recruit. And the online media has really transformed my life, like I shared with you a bit in your individual groups. And so I talked to my team and I'm like, we want to give back. How do we give back? And so that's how we created this CSR program. And as amazing as it was, we had so many people that keyed into it. And most of you in this program were actually sponsored. And I'm so grateful to all our sponsors, the Benga Olawepo Hashim Foundation, Mentoring Her, Lentor, TBA Africa, and the Biodu and the Bikunle Foundation. Those were our major sponsors. as well as initiative from the Olamide Ali Scholarship. Olamide Ali was my friend who was murdered, and so most of you are here because of her. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to take us through the ground rules, and then I will introduce our, and then
Why
I
is
will
it so low?
introduce our. Sorry, please mute your mic unless you're allowed to speak. So I'll just take us through the ground rules and I will introduce our speaker to us because we have 1 hour and I don't want us to extend it. And in fact, 1 hour is not just enough for her. I know her very well, but I know she's going to try to make sure we get as much value as possible. So the ground rules, you're here, welcome here. This is Google Meet. I know quite a number of you are not used to virtual meetings, while some are used to meetings, but particularly via Zoom. So Google Meet is quite amazing. It's just like Zoom. If you look at your platform, if you're using your phone, just try to swipe left or right to have an overview of what it is. You're going to see an option to raise your hand if you have a question. But throughout this program, we don't want to use raise your hand unless the speaker asks you to raise your hand. You're going to see another icon that has a triangle, square, and circle down on your, if you're using your phone, if you're using your laptop, you're going to see it somewhere down, a triangle, a square, and a circle. So if you click on that icon, you're going to see different options. There's a poll currently going on, and I would love you to actually take part in the poll. Just give us your answer, pick your selection. It's just a click, and that's all. You can do that while the class is going on. And then you also see a place for Q&A, that's questions and answers. So if you have any question for the speaker, drop it in there. You can ask any question, all questions are allowed. Just drop your questions in there and she will answer you when it's time for questions and answer before we even ask people to raise up their hands. So do we have any questions? If you have any questions, do you want to drop it in the chat box or do you want to raise your hand? Let's try that out quickly before we go ahead. Can you hear me loud and clear? Drop it in the chat box if you want to tell me, or you can just raise your hand so I know that you're actually following what I'm saying. Okay, Manuela, Lucy, you're raising your hands. Okay. Um, so Manuela, you can unmute. You can unmute and say something. Okay, Murafat, yes, you can hear me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Damlola, you can hear me. Okay, thank you very much. I love the way Murafat is using the chat box. Please use
Yeah.
the chat box as well. Tell me. Okay, Manuela, you can hear me. Okay, fine. So use the chat box. Okay, Lucy, can you hear me? Okay, I can see your hands. That shows that you're okay. Okay, fantastic. Okay, thank you guys. So this call is recorded, but the thing is with the recording, you won't be able to ask questions or follow through, but you have a replay on the platform, on the app. I'm going to put it on that webinar, so you have access to it after tomorrow, not today, but after the webinar. So I'm going to be bringing up Mrs. Emiola today. Before I go through her brief bio, mind reset is very powerful. I have a lot of people that believe that tech is hard. Like, no, it's not for me. Oh, I'm not techy. And they think technology or tech is all about coding. Technology is beyond coding. It's more like an ecosystem. There are so many things that come together to make tech work. Even if you know how to code or you're a software developer, if you're not able to position yourself on the online media properly, trust me, you will not get clients. So I'm sure many of you, if not most of you, have seen many tech tech enthusiasts or even people that are very skilled in tech that can code and all, and they're very broke. They don't have clients. They don't know people and all of those kind of things, or they don't. People don't reach out to them, or people don't know how to reach out to them. That is where social selling and positioning yourself on the online media to be found is critical. Most of you here from our introductions in the group, I could see that some of you sell clothes, some of you sell bags, shoes, and all of those things. So you can't just sell to people around you. You can't just sell to people around you. You need to go beyond the shores of where you are, and you need the online media. I work from home, and I work with clients in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Canada. in the US, in UK, and beyond from my house. I have a workspace outside, but I'm usually working from home, most times from my bed or my desk beside my bed. And I can actually be a mom to my kids while I actually do other things and actually work. And I have control of my time to say this is when I can work and this is when I'm going to have a meeting because I am skilled. That's the power of the online media. So this is a basic training, and we're not going to take you through anything that is so strenuous. And we believe that by the end of this training, your interest in technology will improve. We also are looking forward to you going further in tech. I'm going to brief you that Deborah, please, I'm muting you. Stop unmuting yourself. Your mic is noisy. Okay. So we're going to go further in that. We hope you go further in that. But the first thing we need to break are blocks, are limitations. I see quite a number of you trying to log in and you're struggling. And somebody even, I think two people even left, like, "Ah, I'm tired, bro. I don't want to figure this out anymore." No, 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 don't do that. That's why we're having you to have a mind reset and know how to set goals for who you want to become and where you want to get to in the next 3 to 5 years. After this class, there's going to be an important quiz you're going to go through before you access week 2. And you're going to understand why you need this class before you go through that quiz. Mrs. Emiola, you already have a bio. I've sent it to the group. But so I'm not going to read it out to you again because you already know. She's a catalyst to a whole lot of things in my life and in my journey. She's someone I do not joke with. I call her my mama. She's my mother, and she's a lot of things. And she's somebody that has pushed me, and she actually brought a whole lot in me and made me see parts of me that I could not see. She helped me remove a lot of limits in my mind and be able to set actionable goals. There's something she shared in a session I was at that I'm going to share with you. If she doesn't share it here, she doesn't share it here, I'm going to share it with you, I promise. But let's see. But I'm as excited as you are to actually be in this meeting. So I'm going to open the floor now to her. She's going to unmute herself and she has the floor to speak and share with us. So can we make welcome Mrs. Emiola Adetunji-Mustapha?
Wow, excellence. Thank you so much. I don't know what you want me to
Welcome.
share that if I don't share, you're going to share. So maybe you are the one that will just share that. Okay, so okay, so good evening, everyone. Please unmute yourself and say good evening.
Good
Hello, good
evening, ma.
evening. Hello, good
Hello.
evening.
Good
Hello, good
evening.
evening, ma'am.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Thank you.
Hello, good
Ma.
evening. Good evening.
Yeah,
Good evening,
thank
ma'am.
you.
Good
Yeah,
evening,
yeah,
Mao.
thank you. Good evening.
Hello, good
Hi. Good
evening.
Okay.
evening. Good
Yeah,
evening,
good
ma.
evening.
Hello.
Yeah, yes. Okay. Okay,
Hello,
so
good evening, ma'am.
um,
Hello, good evening.
yourself. Yes, yourself.
Good evening.
Mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Okay, so thank you so much for that grand welcome. And I want to sincerely appreciate Excellence Joshua. Thank you so much, baby girl.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Ma.
all you do. Thank you for being such a blessing. Thank you for being so thoughtful. Thank you. Thank you. I saw her introduction on Facebook, and maybe you might want to go there and check my comments. I'm not going to tell you, so please just go there after the training and please check my comments. And when you check that, I want you to watch out for her and see if I have said the truth or not. Okay. So, Excellence, thank you and well done. Now,
Thank you,
today
Ma. You're welcome.
yeah, thank you. So I want to welcome everyone on board tonight, and I feel that this is the best place to be. For some people, they are on Netflix. Some people, Africa Magic. The one that is very interesting to me that people watch is this India stuff.
Z was.
Okay, yeah. Yes. So some people are actually there now just enjoying themselves. And just like Excellence said, when Corona happened, you know, many of us discovered that our source of income was not good enough. Many of us discovered that. And so many of us could not do anything about it. It's over 1 year and we're still struggling to do something about it. One of my businesses was badly affected, and that is the clothing business. And like she rightly said, many of you are actually in that industry, fashion. When people don't go out, there's no need to really look all of the looking good and all of that, you know, because most of the time we actually don't even look good for ourselves. We look good for other people. So maybe your business was badly affected too. And that is why the topic that I will be talking about today is very important to me, and that is mind reset. Now, I'm not just going to be talking. So there's something I want you to do. If you're in this class and you're here now and you don't have a writing pad, please, I want to encourage you to please step away, maybe for 1, 2, or 5 seconds, and just get something for yourself. Get a biro, get a paper or a booklet, because I'm not going to be talking to you and just talking and talking. I'm tired of talking. My first book that I wrote is actually a CEO workbook. I didn't call it a book that you should read and dump it somewhere and do nothing about it until maybe 10 years later and someone is talking about the book and you're like, oh, I read the book 10 years ago. And maybe you've not done anything about what you read from the book. So the first book I wrote is titled CEO Workbook. And what I encourage you to do with the book is actually to work. Get down to work. So we are going to be working tonight, and you're going to just be doing like a touch up on your mindset. It's not in depth. We can't really go really in depth tonight, but we will start doing something. And that is my idea. You should start doing something. Should start doing something. So we're going to start working on that. And let me say this before I just continue tonight. I am not perfect. So many things that I will be talking about are things that I'm still working on. And my last birthday, May 23rd, was I celebrated 43. So I know so many of you, you're here and maybe you're 20, you're 18, you're 21, you're 25, you're 30, 35. I'm telling you this because I want you to know that even at 43, I am still working on so many things. I like to encourage you with that so that you will know that we are all work in progress. So wherever you are, please don't feel that, oh, I'm not doing well, I'm not doing good enough. You're doing well. You're doing very, very well. What is important is that you continue and you keep making progress. When you leave here tonight, it's my goal that you're going to begin to make progress that you love. Okay, so that is very important to me. So I am not perfect. There are so many things I am still working on. And I said that I am saying that to you to encourage you so that you don't get stopped with maybe what some other people are doing, or maybe where you are, or your mistakes, and many other things. Okay, so I am an advocate of progress. So bear that at the back of your mind, then let's roll. So what is mindset? What is mindset? Well, before I give you that definition, I'm just going to say this to you. If you grow up in my part of the world, you will agree with me that we downplay the mental dimension of our existence so much. I'm going to take that taking. I believe maybe I'm speaking to 90% of the people here are actually Nigerians. If you are from Nigeria, I know what I'm talking about. We downplay the mental dimension of our existence. We prefer, and I am in no way saying that your spiritual dimension is not important. We prefer to go to churches, a mosque, and pray for maybe 24 hours. Pray for 24 hours, and maybe we won't pay attention to how we think, to our emotions, and many other things, to our perception of the world. We don't pay attention to that. And to make matters worse, we feel it is evil to explore the operations of the brain power. So when you see someone talking about the law of attraction, when they see someone talking about the brain power, you hear things like, is the new age, is this, is that. So that is where I want to start from tonight. What is your mindset about your mental faculty? What's your mindset about that? I believe that if you don't need your brain, God will not give you. And many of us are where we are because we actually don't engage our mental faculty. And because of the power of your mind, if you fail, you fail first at the realm of your mind. If you're going to succeed, you're going to succeed first at the realm of your mind. Your mind is so powerful that that is where defeat takes place first. I usually tell entrepreneurs that even if they give you $1 billion to start and run a business, if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the right perception, you're going to spend all of that money and maybe come back to ground zero. You know, many of us, when we hear things like that, we are very fast to say, God forbid. Yes, I agree with you. It's good to pray. But much more than prayers, I want you to do something about that. And those are the things that we're going to be talking about. So what is mindset? Mindset is a person's way of thinking and their opinions. Your way of thinking and your opinions about life. Now, we're getting close to where you're going to be working. I have very limited time, and I still want us to see if we could set some goals before we leave today. Okay, so listen to this. I put this down, and I feel I want to read that to you. The mind is the set of faculties, including cognitive aspects such as consciousness, imagination, perception, thinking, intelligence, judgment, language, and memory, as well as non-cognitive aspects such as emotion and instinct. Under the scientific interpretation, the mind is produced at least in part by the brain. And that is why your mental development is very important. All of this that we have talked about, your consciousness, your imagination, your perception, is produced in part by your brain. And that is why it is good for you to pay attention to that. Okay, so the second definition that I like to bring to you today is mindset. I've talked about the mind, so let's talk about set. Set. That means to place in a particular position or posture. To place in a particular position or posture. So it means your perception is placed in a particular position or posture already. It means your thinking, there's a way you think already. It means your consciousness is in a way already. The way you see the world, the way you interact with people is in a way already. And that is why some people can't actually keep any relationship, because you have a mindset already about people. You believe that maybe people from a particular part of the world are like this, so it's set. And those things, some of these things we pick from when we were children. We pick them from when we were children, from friends, from family members, maybe some from our parents, and maybe some from teachers, some from the community, the environment, and many other things. Now, let me mention to you that there are some things that affect us in life. Environment is a major one. So for some of us, we picked some of these things from our environment. That is the way we think. That is the way we do things. For example, if you're a Lagosian, it is just normal to keep rushing to nowhere. You're not even stopping to think. You're not even stopping to ask yourself, what is making everybody to rush? Where are they going to? What are they doing that is making them to rush? If you live in Lagos, say hi. Lagosians. Okay. So just see yourself rushing, and a bus will not stop, and people will be jumping in and out of the bus. Okay, thank you, Lagosians. Hi. My last giddy people, last giddy, you know. And everybody is just behaving that same way. And you're rushing, and you're doing things, and you're not even stopping to think. Okay, so set is to place in a particular position or posture your mind, your thinking, your perception, your consciousness, your instinct, your emotion that has been set in a particular way. For some people, they have the mindset. I'm just going to give you some examples of mindset, and we're going to go ahead as we begin to work on all of these things. We're going to begin to write them down, and maybe after today, you're going to go back and reflect on them. When we are done today, I want you to take another 1 hour and just reflect on everything that we're going to do here today. Now, let me give you some examples of mindset that I feel is important for us to work on. When I was growing up, and I'm going to be using myself as an example a lot because, like I said, I'm still a work in progress, just like you are. When I was growing up, I believe that if you don't have connection in Nigeria, you cannot do well. That was my mindset because of what people say around me. When I was growing up, I heard people saying it. I see people not succeeding, and they said that was the reason why they were not successful. So I believe that. But I met someone that introduced me to reading, introduced me to books, and I started challenging some of those mindsets. I won't have time today to talk about your belief system, limiting beliefs, and all of that. I just want to lay a foundation that will help you to become hungry to know more and to begin to look for a solution to some of these things. So I started reading. The first book he gave to me was by Tim LaHaye, Why You Act the Way You Do. Why You Act the Way You Do. So I read that and I started working on myself. And today when I see people also, I see potential in them. I don't see you the way you are. I actually see you the way you could be. Okay, so that happened at the realm of my mind. changing my mindset, believing that it is not true, that it's only connection that can make you successful in this part of the world. Yes, it's good to have connection. And I love connection. I want to have more, but that is not true. It's a mindset that is very wrong. Some people believe, that's another mindset. The second mindset I like to talk about, or example, is people believe that people are very bad. Please know that none of us is as good as all of us put together. We need one another to succeed. Am I saying that you won't meet people who will be thorn in your flesh? Am I saying that you're not going to meet people that are really bad? You're going to meet them. But please, if you have the mindset, or maybe you've been told that people are bad, so you should be careful, you should not do this. Excellence put this together, looked for people that will sponsor this event to make it happen for you. Even if Excellence is a very bad person, Excellence has done something good. And that is the right mindset to have about people. Am I saying that you should be careless and not watch your own back? No, that's not what I'm talking about. But have it at the back of your mind that you're going to need people to succeed. And please, I am not saying Excellence is bad. Excellence is an exceptional young woman. Okay, so Albert said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. So I want to challenge you tonight that when you leave here, please think about all of the mindset issues that we're going to be talking about here tonight. So don't go back and do the same things that you have been doing. You've got to begin to challenge your mindset. You've got to have a rethink about all of the things that you believe before now. So the first thing that I want you to work on, and you're going to get your biro and your paper now, because I'm going to be asking you questions. Whatever you can write, please write. Whatever you cannot write, please leave it. When you listen to it again, you can now listen, you can now work on it more. This is a lifetime thing. It's not something that you're going to do today and forget about it. It's something that you're going to do and maybe keep going back to it like every month or like every other month to really evaluate yourself. And the first question that I have for you on identity is, who are you? I want us to access your mindset on identity now. That's the first thing that I want us to do. So who are you? What do you think of yourself? Who are you? Who do you think you are? I read somewhere where the man said, who are you before the world told you who you should be? Who are you? That's the first thing that you need to begin to work on. You need to go inside of yourself to check for yourself. Who am I? You've got to check. For so many of us, we allowed people to tell us who we are. We allowed people to tell us what we can do and what we cannot do. For example, Excellence was saying tonight that many of you make shoes, you make bags, and maybe people told you that, oh, what you can only do is fashion. The only thing you can do is to sell clothes. And maybe you believe them. So tonight, I want you to begin to reset your mind and reaccess. I want you to reaccess your mindset concerning who you are. Who are you? What did they tell you you can do or you cannot do? And I want you to ask yourself, do I believe them or do I believe myself? Maybe already you are thinking, Techy. techy? Am I going to be able to be techy? Am I going to be able to understand all of this? Maybe you are beginning to ask yourself, maybe you are beginning to doubt yourself. So your self-identity is very important. When I get to potential, I'm going to talk more about that. So let's go to the second one. Who are you? Your identity is very important. The second thing I want to ask you to assess your mindset on is your potential. Your potential. I'm going to say a few things about your potential, then you're going to think about them and write a note to yourself. Number one, your potential is limitless. It is infinite. Number two, nobody gave the potential to you. If you believe in God, like myself, I believe God deposited that in all of us. And that leads me to the third point, and that is the very crucial one. Because nobody gave you, nobody should be able to determine what you can do with it. So I want you to begin to assess your mindset about all of this. What do you think about your potential? Do you think that, oh, I can't do so much? Or do you think that I can do so much more than I am doing now? If you believe you can't do more than you are doing now, then you won't do more than that. But immediately you begin to believe that I can do much more than this. I am made for more. And I am not trying to motivate you. This is not motivation. And that is why I said you begin to work, begin to write. There are questions that will be coming up in your mind, even the ones that I don't raise. They are going to begin to pop up in your mind. You've got to put them down and you begin to provide answers to them. So you're going to document your questions. You're going to document your answers. So nobody gave you that potential. Nobody should be able to determine what you will be able to do with it. Nobody should be able to tell you what you're capable of doing and what you're not capable of doing. Another very important thing about your potential is the fact that you need to begin to harness your potential. The more you harness, the more you're going to discover more. Now, how do you harness your potential? Is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be easy. You're going to find it very difficult at times to harness your potential. One of the ways to do that is this training that you have come for. No matter how difficult it is becoming, I want to encourage you to push yourself. So if you are someone that you have not been pushing yourself when you encounter a challenge, and that will lead me to the next point. So let me just go to the next point and leave potential. Maybe I'll come back to it and mention something about it. The next thing I want you to work on, the next mindset I want you to work on is, how do you see problems and challenges? How do you see them? Do you push back when you're faced with problems? Or do you just give up? I'd be like, oh, I think I am tired. Maybe I'm not made for this. Maybe because of my background. Maybe because I'm not from America. I'm not from India. It's India people that are techy. You know, they are techy in India, and maybe because I'm not from there. Or maybe it's because of my background. You know, I went to Yabo College, like me. I went to Yabo College, you know. Okay, let me make you laugh. You know, when I'm speaking at home and I'm talking to my children and I pronounce some words wrongly, they will be like, oh, mommy, that's not how to pronounce that. And I usually tell them that, oh my God, you guys, you're attending nursery schools. I went to Yabo College. And they will start laughing. Okay, so maybe you're one of the people thinking that, okay, maybe my background is what is holding me back and all of that. It is not enough to hold you back. Okay, so you're going to think about that. What do you think? What's your mindset about challenges and problems? So when you're faced with a problem, when you're faced with a challenge, how do you handle it? Do you give up easily? Do you push back and say, no, there must be a way here? I read Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins, I think about 20 years ago. And one of the things I learned from that book is the fact that he said that when, maybe I'm just paraphrasing, he said when you're faced with a challenge or a problem and you tell yourself that, oh, this is a problem, there is nothing that I can do about it, that your brain will tell itself that's okay, she said there's nothing that can be done about this challenge, so please go and rest. So your brain will go and rest. But immediately you're confronted with a challenge and you tell yourself that this is a challenge, this is a problem, and there must be a way around this. Even if I can't find a way through this, then there must be a way around it. Immediately you said that to your brain. Your brain is a goal-seeking organism. Your brain is actually going to go after that thing very hard, and there will be a way. If you think I am motivating you, the next time you're faced with a challenge, please don't give up, push back, and tell your brain that there must be a way here. And maybe later you are going to tell me what happened. It's something that I have used over and over again. Let me tell you this very short story before I move from there. One day, I was a manager at Dulux Color Center in Ikeja, Lagos, and one day something happened. I was not around, and I walked into the color center. I think about maybe an hour later, and I've forgotten what happened precisely now. But I called some people. Okay, you undo this, you do that, do this, and I played some phone calls. And in like 15 minutes, everywhere was calm. And there was, maybe we couldn't even solve the problem immediately, but we made a headway. So later in the afternoon, somebody came to meet me in my office and said, Emiola, I have been watching you. Why do you solve problems so easily? Why do you solve problems so easily? And I told her that, well, I read in Anthony Robbins' book that when I'm confronted with a problem, the first thing to do is to talk to my brain, talk to myself and say that there can be a way around this. And once I do that, my brain gets to work. My brain starts working in a way that myself, I don't understand it. And there will be a solution. Okay, so I told her that and she said, okay, so I think I need to start reading these books. And I'm going to, okay, let me from there jump to another one. It's down, but I think this story is going to help you understand why I think it's a mindset that you should talk about better. Let me jump to your mindset on knowledge. In this part of the world, I know maybe there's a foreigner here that is not from Nigeria, okay, but it's fine. In my part of the world, I think we celebrate certificates more. And we have a mindset that we keep reading, we have all of the certificates. And when we ask you, what can you do? Most of the time, you really cannot do so much. And maybe you have an MBA. Okay, so I want to ask you, what is your mindset about knowledge? Maybe you're one of the people that believes in certificates, so you can even go ahead and buy the certificate, but you don't have the knowledge. You've got to access your mindset about knowledge today. What do you think about knowledge? Are you one of the people that from January till date, you have not read a single book? You have not attended a single course, even if it is free. What is your mindset about knowledge? One of the things that Jim Rohn is someone that I recommend that you listen to maybe once in a week. Jim Rohn said one of the things that affect us in life is actually knowledge. He said what you don't know will kill you. Because in my part of the world, I hear people say that what you don't know cannot kill you. That is a lie. What you don't know can kill you. So, what is your mindset about knowledge? How well do you acquire knowledge? How well do you use the knowledge acquired? How often do you crave for knowledge? Do you seek to know? Or you're one of those people who argue blindly? Do you seek to know? Or you're one of those people who believes in assumption and you mystify everything? When you don't understand something, instead of going to maybe check for knowledge or check it out and be like, okay, I want to understand this better. What is happening? What's this about? Okay, maybe I'm not moving forward. Do you think that you just mystify everything and you just say it's a mystery? I don't even know what is happening. I have tried my best. Is that your mindset? Those are things that I encourage you to think about, because if you're going to make something great out of this training that Excellence put together, and I know she has done so much, she has put in so much in order to be able to put this together for you. And I tell you, what she has put together, I believe, can make you. It can make you, it not just put food on your table, it can make you. So that is why it is so important that you pay attention to some of these things that I'm talking about. What is your mindset about knowledge? What is your mindset about planning? What is your mindset about planning? Are you one of the people that you don't believe in planning? Every 10 minutes you spend in planning, and that is, oh, thank you. I am having some back some messages from the back end. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and I'm glad I'm able to impact you. Thank you. Okay, so if you every 10 minutes you spend in planning, will save you 1 hour in execution. Okay, so it's important to plan. For some people, especially if you are action oriented, and that is why I talked about your identity at the beginning, and maybe I didn't recommend to you that you should take personality tests. There are free personality tests on the internet, at least to begin with. Maybe not in depth, but to begin with, you can take personality tests on the internet free, so that you begin to know yourself, you begin to familiarize yourself with yourself. I recommend that book that my coach gave me there, Why You Act the Way You Do by Tim LaHaye. You can lay hold on that. I think I bought the 5th one. The first 4, I gave them to people. When I meet you and I don't even know what to do with you, I don't know where to start, what I do for you is to bring that book and give you and say, okay, please go and read this. Because the first thing is even to understand yourself. Okay, so you've got to understand yourself, and you can use that book. I'm trying not to lose my line of thought. Okay, so planning is very important, and I was saying that you've got to understand yourself. You've got to know your temperament. Some people are action takers. Now, when you are somebody that you are action oriented, planning will not be your thing. You just want to jump at anything and just start working. And maybe you do it to fail, you come back, you jump at another thing. If you're like that, you will need to settle down to know how to plan or associate with people who plan. Now, when you understand who you are, you understand your temperament, you're going to know if you love to take action and not pay attention to planning, or if you like to plan before you take action. For some of us, I am a deep thinker, so I plan a lot. I don't take action as often as I like to take action, but I know what to do. One of the people that I respect so much when it comes to taking action is Excellence Joshua. Excellence can take action, like, and I'll be like, oh my God, this small girl, you know, you know. But she's like that. That's her. She loves to take action. When we are talking, there was a time we worked together. She's still a member of my team, and I'm a member of her team. Okay. When you're talking, Excellence would have put up a document, and she's putting things down there for you, you know, to be able to begin to act on. That is Excellence. I learned that from her, you know. So before now, I used to be a thinker. If you discuss an idea with me, I can settle down on that idea for 3 months and be thinking back and forth, and be thinking. but I've learned that I am not strong at executing. So I surround myself with people who can execute for me. And that's another strategy. Those are things that I won't be able to go into in detail. But I want you to assess your mindset about planning. Are you a planner? Number one, if you're a planner, there's a downside to it. If you're a planner, most of the time you won't take action. So you've got to ask yourself those questions. Am I a planner? If you're a planner, you will need to work on action taking. If you are somebody who just loves to take action without planning, then you will have to pay attention to planning. Planning is key. And that leads me to the next one, which is just what I have mentioned now, taking action, execution. You know, when I talk about the law of attraction, I believe in the law of attraction. But if you look at that word, attraction, there's no attraction without action. When you write out attraction, the last part of it is action. So you've got to be someone who executes. What is your mindset about execution? Are you one of those people who think that things happen to me? I keep meeting people who believe that things happen to them and they don't happen to anything. So they sit there and things keep happening to them. Things will keep happening to you if you don't know how to take action. And I don't just mean any type of action. You must be able to take intentional and deliberate action. You know what you want to do, you know why you are doing it, and you are expectant. You know the outcome that should come out of it. In this training, I want to ask you, what are your execution strategies? What is your thinking about execution? When you jump on this course and you are done with the course, what are you going to do with it? Are you one of the people who, after training, all you do maybe is to sit down and expect customers to just be looking for you all over the place? Excellence said, if you are not online, then maybe nobody will know what you are doing in this generation or in this era. Okay, so you've got to be someone who is willing to take action. So another question I have for you tonight is, how willing are you to execute? How willing are you to take action? When you have learned, when you have gone for trainings, how well do you act on the things that you have learned? How fast do you act on them? How willing are you to act on them immediately? How willing are you to keep acting even when it's not looking as if you're making progress? How willing are you to learn from the things that you're acting on and maybe do a course correction and get back on track? And so many other questions. I won't be able to dwell so much on all of these things because my time is up and we have not set goals. So I like to stop here, but I believe that you have been able to write some things down. You've been able to document some questions that you're going to go back after now and reflect on. I need you to go back and reflect on some of these things that I've talked about. It's not just for you to hear me out today and leave everything where I leave them with you. So I need you to go back and ask yourself questions. Okay, so let's go to goal setting. And I won't be able to do so much on goal setting. I'll just start by asking you, what is your mindset about goal setting? It's one of the things that I want you to think about. What's your mindset? Some people don't set goals because they believe it's a motivational thing. Do you have goals? I want to ask you, do you believe in goal setting? Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. I can see all of your comments. Maybe I won't be able to mention your name to read out your comments, but I can see them and I'm happy and I really appreciate them. Thank you so much. I'm glad I'm of service tonight. I like to say. Okay, so, okay. So what's your mindset about goal setting? Have you ever attended any goal setting workshop? There are questions I want you to write down and I want you to think about them. Do you have your goals written down? Do you have your goals written down? Do you believe that you can achieve your goals? Have you ever set goals for yourself? Have you ever tried to pursue your goals? Do you know the difference between your New Year resolutions and goal setting? Someone said that by mid-February, so I tried to put a date to it, that just a day after Valentine, you know, every New Year resolution, if not all, almost all, would have expired. So do you know the difference between New Year resolutions and goal setting? I'm just going to differentiate between the two now so that you will know going forward. If all you have been doing is New Year resolutions, which usually expires at mid-February. Some people even claim that in 2 weeks they would have expired. But maybe if you are very tough, you are very tough, so you pursue your goals and all of that, by mid-February it would have expired. There's something I call SMART, or we call SMART because I didn't develop that, okay? And that is when you set goals, or maybe it's New Year resolution or whatever you call that, it must be SMART for you to make it a goal that you can achieve. Number one, it must be very specific. It must be specific enough that I should be able to see it on a shelf in a supermarket, buy it, bring it for you, and it's exactly what you want. For example, you want 50 cl Coke in a plastic bottle. That is how specific your goal should be. That is the S. The M is that it must be measurable. And when you make your goals measurable, it means it must have indicators of progress. So when you're moving forward on your goals, you should know that you're making progress. Number three, it should be attainable or achievable. It should not be something that is vague, that you don't even know how to start, how to go about it. Number four, or the R, is that it must be relevant to you. And on that, I like to say that your mother's goal is not your goal. And that is why I like to emphasize potential so much. Your potential is unique to you. It's unique to you. So when people are saying things around you and they are saying, Techy train, you like deceiving yourself. So you think you can actually make something happen with that thing that you went for. Hello. Your goal, your potential is unique to you. And so should your goal be unique to you. You are the only one that should be able to determine what you're capable of doing. A stands for achievable. I can see that. You said, what does A stand for? It can be achievable or attainable. S is specific, M is measurable, A is achievable or attainable, R is relevant or realistic. So it must be yours for it to be relevant to you. And T is time bound. And those are things that we will just do briefly, very fast. Okay, good. Somebody just type them out for you. Time bound. That is the T. So that is how to know if you have goals or you just have wishes, New Year resolutions that will fizzle out in few days after you have set them. One of the things that Jim Rohn said affect us in life are dreams of the future. And that is goal. Because when you put date across your dream, it becomes a goal. Now, he said that the greatest pull on your life should be the pull of the future. And that is why I said tonight, I'm not just motivating you. It's just, I don't want to move around and show you my vision boards all around my room, because it's going to be, you're going to see this, what is written on them. And I don't want you to see them. Okay. But I'm in the room now doing this training, and I have a vision board directly ahead of me. I'm looking at one, two, or three. The three are behind me here. One is at the other corner there. So when I'm walking at that corner, I have one that I'm looking at. And that is how I scatter triggers around myself. I like to see my future before me. So I want to challenge you tonight. If you don't have goals, you've got to set for yourself tonight And I have sent a worksheet to you. So you're going to pull out the worksheet now. Let's quickly work on your goals. So the first thing that we're going to do is to draft your desires about the future. What do you want to see happen for yourself? Now, don't think, just keep writing. I want you to write 3 things that you desire to see happen. For many of us, if we can raise a particular, let me just help you so that it's fast. If you can raise a certain amount of money, maybe 90% of your problems will yes. So maybe you can think about how much you want to make in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year. So just think, what do I want? How much do I want? What type of relationships do I want? What type of education do I want to acquire? Personal development, what do I need? On my health, what do I need? Because health is wealth. If you have your health intact, that is when you can actually do so much for yourself. Okay, so quickly write some of those things down. And once you're done, we're going to go to the second worksheet. So I'm going to give you like 2, 3, let me say 15 seconds to do that. So once you are done, I want us to go to the second worksheet. Please go to the second worksheet. And in case you don't have to do everything now. Why I even want you to do something tonight is because I thought about it, but I had very limited time. And I didn't want to do this before. But I know that most of the time, when you don't trigger something, as at the time you're supposed to trigger it, when you want to come back to it, you find it very difficult. And that is why I want to use those 2 worksheets I sent to you as a trigger tonight, to trigger a new way of thinking, to trigger you, to begin to challenge those mindsets that will not benefit you in the future. So check the second worksheet and please write out some of your goals. I divided the worksheet into your spiritual goals, your financial goals, your career goals, and many more. You can put just one across them, and maybe you don't even have to do everything tonight. Maybe your spiritual goal, you can actually say that you will pray every day. Maybe that is just fine. Or maybe you read your Bible, or your Quran, or whatever you read that can help you spiritually. You can just financially, where do you want to see yourself? Yeah, don't set too big a goal. Just do something very small, or maybe just set goal for tomorrow. When I start with people, what I encourage them to do first, set goal for the next 1 hour, so that when you are done with this training now, set a goal to achieve something. So, or maybe tomorrow, or the next 3 months, or 1 year. But don't do more than that, especially if you are not, if you have not been setting goals for yourself. So do that. Then write 1 or 2 action plans that you will take, actions that you will take to actually achieve the goals. Then I want you to write your why. I won't be able to talk about why tonight. It's a course on its own that I've put together. It's a training that I can spend 1-2 hours talking about, because I talk about the biology of why, I talk about the science, I'll talk about the art and all of that. But I want to say this to you tonight. When your why is strong enough, then you will be able to achieve anything that you desire to achieve. Your why will have to be strong enough. Let me say a second thing to you. When you don't have a why, your goals will not push you out of the bed in the morning. That's the truth. Write the most fantastic goal in the world. You're not going to get out of bed every day because you have goals. You're going to be pushed out of your bed every morning because of your why. So you've got to have so many of those whys. For example, One of the reasons why I came here tonight is because I love to see the next generation do well. I want to see them do better. It's a very strong why for me, that even when I am not feeling fine and you tell me that I'm coming to speak with young people, I look for strength and I jump up, because it's a why that is strong enough to push me out of bed. It's a why that is strong enough to make me feel well, even when I'm not well. Okay. So your why must be strong enough, because goals will not push you out of the bed in the morning. Let me give you an example. If your landlord is disturbing you for rent, you're going to jump out and look for that rent on time. But if it's a landlord that will not call you and allow you to stay there for 3 years, I promise you, you won't bother. You will stay at home, watch Telemundo, watch Africa Magic, enjoy your life in that house, despite the fact that you're owing, because your why is not strong enough. But when there is a why, you're going to jump out and get something done. If your children are sent out of school and you are embarrassed, you have a why that is strong enough for you to look for money to pay that school fee. So you're going to generate your why. You look at every goal, you put why across it. Then when you're done with that, please try to write affirmation. Affirmation too is something that I should train about, but just make it present tense, as if it's something that you are doing, something that you have achieved, and all of that. Just make your affirmation that way. For example, you can say, concerning that of financial goal, I earn 1 million. Maybe that is enough. Start from there. When you read up on information, you go for training, you develop yourself more, you're going to be able to do more, you're going to be able to do better. So let's just leave it at that, so that you are able to just do something tonight. And like I said, all I wanted to do is to trigger something in you that after now, you're going to begin to work on. Okay, so if I have questions, I can take them. And again, I want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. And I want to encourage you, please do something with Techy girls. Is it Techy girls or Techy train? Whatever training that you've come here for, please afterwards do something with it. And lastly, thank you so much, Excellence, for providing this platform. You know, how I wish that I started as early as this in life to touch lives, okay, in a very significant way like this. So I celebrate you and I love you, baby girl. You know that I love you so much. So thank you for this. God bless you. So before I go, I want to my guest. I know he's so excited to be a part of this, to see what we are doing in Nigeria. Michael, thank you for joining us tonight. He actually joined in from Jamaica, and I know he's really glad to see that someone is impacting lives here, because that's one thing that I know him for. That's one thing that he stands for, to see people navigate through life well. So Michael, if you can unmute yourself and say hello to us, we would like to hear you. Thank you so much, if you are still there, for joining us.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm so pleased to meet you. My name is Michael Sewell, also Ivy Rev, if you look me up. And thank you so much, Emiola. This is a powerful presentation, and I'm very, very pleased to see young lives, young ladies thinking about these kinds of things, because when you pay attention to these kinds of things early, your life is a different trajectory. I'm happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Please say thank you to Excellence. Oh, she's a young girl. We love to.
Just ending a session. I'll buzz you right back. I've been looking forward to our call.
Okay. All right. Please say thank you to her for putting
Were you
this
able to
together.
hear me?
Hello.
I'm sorry. Were you able to hear me? A call came in and interrupted what I was
Yes,
saying. You heard me? Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I did. I did. I did. We did. Okay. So Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Okay,
God
so
bless you.
Excellence, over to you. If I have no questions, then I beg to take my leave. I have another meeting in like 9 minutes.
Oh, Mama, thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I
Thank
can
you
see the
so much.
chat room.
Okay, you sent me a chat.
I hope you girls had time. No, I'm looking at the chat room. I'm seeing they're all saying thank you very much. They're
Thank
celebrating you
you.
from right around here. I hope you girls had
Thank
value
you.
for your time. And I hope you took notes because it's going to be featured in your next assessment. So I hope you took notes. Thank you very much, Mama. We really appreciate you. Do you have questions? Any questions? Quickly ask. She has a meeting in less than 9 minutes, so she can go in. Do you have any questions? Use the chat room. Don't raise your hands. Just use the chat room. Okay, you took notes. Good. Good. Okay. I saw the challenge. Some of you are unable to take polls. Don't worry. I'll cover that. I took note of that. So there are no questions. The 1 hour isn't enough. Mama, they said the 1 hour isn't enough.
I'm sorry, I have another meeting, really. But Excellence, you know, I will be glad to come back. If it's for you, I will
Thank
do it.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So they're asking for assignments. They want you to tell them what to do. I already shared the worksheets with them. Do you have any specific assignment for them?
Yeah,
They
please,
want an assignment.
you need to go ahead and use those worksheets. The first one is just to help you draft your goals. When you are done drafting, you're going to go ahead and just check the ones that you can achieve immediately. For now, I want you to focus on what you can achieve now, maybe in 1 month, so that you're not discouraged. Because one of the reasons why I discover people are discouraged is they have goals that are so big that to take them 10 years to achieve, and they are working on it, they are not seeing progress, and they are just discouraged. So do things that you can achieve immediately. Then once you achieve anything, please celebrate. Even if it's just to buy a juice for yourself, or just put in music and dance, or go to the cinema. Yeah.
Okay. Faith, yes, there'll be a replay in our learning management system. Matawan is asking, are we going to submit the worksheet to you?
No, it's personal.
Okay.
And that's
And then
why I
someone else is
encourage you to
asking,
push yourself. Yeah.
okay, someone else is asking, can one have more than one career goal? Nursing and being a lawyer. Can they have more than one career goals? Like being a nurse and a lawyer.
Yes, you can have more than one career goal. See, you evolve in life. So I want you to have that at the back.
Yeah.
I met Excellence. Excellence studied, I think, a medical course. Excellence, am I right?
Yeah, biomedical lab science. Yes,
Yes,
biomedical lab
biomedical
science.
lab science. And can Excellence be a medical doctor? Yes. Excellence is that intelligent, you know. Excellence is in fact, the way she navigated her way to become a techy person, you will know that she's super intelligent. So please bear at the back of your mind that you evolve in life. So I don't like to discourage people and say, oh, don't do this, don't do that. No, just keep doing some things. You don't even know where it's leading. But one thing I want you to do is please don't overwhelm yourself with so many things at the same time. Do you understand? So just do things that you're going to do well per time, but you're going to evolve. That's the truth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma.
Okay.
Some people said, okay, we didn't get, let me see. Okay, I think those are the questions for now. Mama, we really appreciate you. I
All right. Thank
really
you so
particularly
much.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, so I can
Thank
leave
you.
now.
Okay. Now, before you go, I'm going to share that thing I promised that you taught me that I just never forgot.
Oh
Now,
my
there are
God.
two. One, for Bumi that
Okay.
asked the question, if you can be, okay, this is Oluchi, being a nurse and a lawyer. There's one thing I've learned over the years. Even good things can be detrimental if you don't know what is the right thing for you to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, you can be a nurse and you can be a lawyer. and I don't want you to put a limit to where you are. So I see a lot of people when we're in College of Medicine, they study medicine and they go for that to study law and they become advocates in the medical field. And because of their background in medicine, they're able to advocate for us better. I'm currently in tech and I sit on the boards of some telemedicine organizations or hospitals, and I'm able to advise them efficiently because I have a background in medicine, right? So I do not practice in the lab or in the hospital like that. I practice more as a strategist